Wow, Monica, you just gotta leave. Just
Yeah.
drop off the call.
Welcome back to Two and a Half Chicks. It's me, Tess, and Monica, and Brian.
Hi.
Hello.
We were pondering some philosophical conversations today, or potentially would you rather, or I don't know. Like we just got some random stuff to talk about. Brian, did you want to bring up what you had brought up?
Monica was out here the other day out in Reno, and she did bring up a good topic.
Okay.
And she said, would you rather have your dream job or the love of your life? And by the silence, I could tell nobody wants to answer that question.
Oh, you have to think.
I had to think.
So the reason I brought it up was because we were both talking about this show that we watched, the show Nobody Wants This with Kristen Bell and
I like that show.
Adam Brody.
It's a great show.
Loved that show.
It's a great
Loved the
show.
show.
Yeah.
Loved it. And I was telling Brian that looking at it and knowing what I know now, I mean, I guess when you're young, you think you need the dream job, and I can see why people would pick that. But now in my 50s, knowing what I know now and how hard it is to find love, I would choose love because you can get your job. Yeah, you can get your job anywhere.
A job is a job.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But wait,
Yeah.
if I could be a professional golfer, I don't know if I would choose love.
Well, I feel like right now, I feel like that's my situation right now. I'm not in my dream job, but I have a lot of love in my life. So I wouldn't trade that for my dream job. There's a lot of things I'd like to do better than what I'm doing now. But if I could have those things, but I have to give up my love, then I wouldn't do it.
Yeah, I mean, I think I would become a professional golfer. And I'd be like, okay.
But how long do you think that would sustain you satisfaction-wise?
Well, that wasn't, we just said that was a choice.
The question. Yeah,
the
well,
question
that was
was,
the question. I always have to go deeper. I'm
no,
sorry.
that's okay. I completely get it. And I would probably went deep too, but I was going to say, I would and I would have went deep on you too, Tess, but that would have sounded horrible. So.
Is it because you think that the job that you would choose, professional golfer, Brian, would most assuredly land you love because you'd be rich and famous?
Oh, he didn't even go that far.
Yeah, or we could just say a port in any, right? Was it what they say? A port in any storm. So if I'm traveling around and I just happen to, see someone there, oh, hey, you want to hook up? Okay. And then you go to another city.
Have lovers, just not
lovers,
like the love of your life.
Yeah.
Right?
I mean, sometimes love could be a little overrated. So being able to sit there and walk in the sunshine every day, have somebody else carry your bag, tell you where to hit the ball, putt here. I think I might take the golf.
That's a good point.
What about you, Monica?
I don't know what my dream job would be. Like, I know I've always said I want to be a therapist, but I don't know if I would say that's my dream job. If I had all the money in the world, what would I be?
Well, I think it takes money out of the equation. What would you love doing?
Yeah, you don't have any money, Monica. This is your dream job.
It's not that. Yeah, it's money. Take money out of the equation and just think: would you choose love or would you choose the dream job?
Like you could choose like Timothy Chalamet's Sponge Bather.
No. I'll tell you one thing. My dream job wouldn't involve like doing something sexual. I think doing something where I'm learning all the time, or my dream job would be going to school and getting paid for it. Yeah.
Oh, wow. You and I are not alike that way.
Wow, Monica, Monica, you just got to leave. Just drop off the call.
I love going to school.
She loves learning. I love learning too, but not like school learning. I like reading books and stuff, but I like growth, but I don't like academic learning. Let's just say
that's too much work.
I think I'd have multiple dream jobs. Like I wish I could invent things. Like I could just sit there and invent things and have all the money in the world, just put things together. But I don't have the time most of the time to like invent things. So I like that.
So you originally started answering this question that love is hard to find, so you choose love. But now you're kind of convincing me that the dream job is tempting.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah, that's what I was.
Sure which one is
I was really. When Brian brought up his dream job, I guess I can understand what he's saying.
Yeah.
It's what he's always wanted to do. So, love can be good or bad, but he's saying like that something that I really, 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 really want to do, that's a different story. So, I mean, it changes the perspective. So
Yeah.
I think I would still choose love, but I can see why the dream job would be a big deal to give up.
Somebody asked me the other day, if you can go back in time and possibly change the world, would you do it? And my response was,
change the world. That's a big.
I'm not
big
smart
world.
enough to do that. I don't even know if I would be able to be smart enough if I went back in time to say, I'm going to buy Google stock. I'm going to buy Apple stock. I would probably make the same stupid mistakes I made.
Did you see like Hot Tub Time Machine?
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
I wouldn't be Bruegel like Lugal.
Yeah.
No, I'd probably just screw it up. Like I'd just do the same exact stupid shit.
And how does one single person change the world anyway? Right?
You can't.
That's hard. It's through the ripple effect.
Well, I guess if you go back and you created Google, you can manipulate the system, right?
Sure.
But see, one person didn't just create Google. It was an army of a small army, but a small army of people created Google. So
I was just an example, Monica.
I'm sorry.
You know, you got to get all analytical because you're so educated.
No, but I think it goes to, I'm trying actually
she's
to
an
go
Aquarius.
Tess.
Sorry,
I
Monica.
know. To Tess's point, that one person can't change the world, really. It's you could be like the leader in a group of people changing the world, but one person can't do it by themselves.
What if you were a single mom raising a child that changed the world in some one way or another? Like, what if they became an activist and changed the world, and that one person changed the world?
Well, I guess that's possible, but is that really what, if you're going back in time, is that what your plan is?
Oh, hell no, not me. I'm going to go do the same stupid shit. But Monica wants to change the world, so.
I do wish I could change the world, but I think that people can try to change the world, and I'm going to get a little bitter or cynical here. I think people try to change the world, but I think half of the world is not good people. And so I think that no matter how much you try to change the past, the bad people will always.
What do you mean when you say not good people? You mean like criminals?
Like
do you mean like...
Not criminals, just I think inherently half of the world, I'm going to say half of the world is, they don't care about other people.
Half the world?
Yeah, about half the world, maybe. Or maybe less, whatever.
I think she means the white half.
No, I'm not saying the white half. That's not what I'm saying. I am saying that there's a good portion of people in the world who don't care about making the world a better place for everyone. And so I think that even if I go back in time to change the world, bad will always prevail.
Wow.
The bad, like bad people will always prevail. I mean, I guess maybe I'm just seeing it around the world right now. No matter how much we have tried to put, people know the ideas of equality and being good to people and helping people. And they preach all this stuff, but in the end, people are not like that.
A lot of people are, though.
But I think that no matter how much I would go back, like I guess back to the question, if I go back in time and try to make the world for a better place, I think evil will always come out. And I know that's dark, but I do believe that. I think that there's a good portion of people in this world who...
That becomes a bigger philosophical discussion.
Yeah, it's a bigger philosophical...
Because you get into your spiritual beliefs then, and like I know that you've talked about it before on the show about how you're an atheist.
I am an atheist.
And for me, like my spiritual beliefs is that we're all on our own growth path, and different people are on different elevations of that path. So I think it's a really complicated topic.
It is. So I guess my answer to your question, Tess, is I don't think I could change the world, even if I tried.
I think it was Brian's question.
What was mine? Sorry.
It was
about
mine.
Going back and changing the world.
Yes. I love seeing cynical Monica. I love it because I don't see it enough.
You don't see it enough.
That was sarcasm.
Oh.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Okay.
All right, let's jump ship on this one. And I'm going to ask a couple of questions that were on it's kind of like, what would you do type thing, but I found it online. And one of them was, would you kill one innocent child to heal the world's diseases forever?
Oh my God. No.
I said, man, that kid had a bullet in his head so fast.
Oh my God. No.
No, because then those diseases are there for a reason.
I know. It's right. It's survival of the fittest. Population control. I was just joking around when I said that. I wouldn't shoot no kid. Maybe. One of the funny questions was, you get $1 billion and you go into a room for 50 minutes. When you get out, it's either 50 days later or 50 years later. Would you take that chance?
You're saying that's the cost of getting the $50 billion?
So you get $1 billion to go into a room, but when you for 50 minutes. But when you leave that room, you're either going to be 50 days later or 50 years later.
Nope.
The same age?
Yeah, you come out the same age, but it's 50 years later or it's 50 days later.
No, because you can lose so many people. No.
Well, it's funny because I told the kid, I gave the scenario, and I came back and I said, hey, do you realize that if that happened, I would come back and you would be older than me? She's like, huh?
What,
and then I said,
kid that?
Yeah, because she's 8.
Yeah.
And if it came back in 50 years, I'd be 54. She'd be 58.
She'd be 58. Yeah.
Right. And then I said, oh my God, what if in 50 years, $1 billion is worth it's like making 20 grand a year?
It's not so much anymore. Yeah.
Right.
Well, you never know.
Who knows?
There's very few things I would do for a ton of money.
Oh, not me. I'd do a lot for a ton of money.
I would definitely pick 50 days. I don't want to lose my loved ones.
No, you don't get to pick, Monica. It's random.
If you take the money,
it's
you
random.
don't know whether you're going to come out 50 days or 50 years. So you have to take that chance for the money.
Oh, shit. No.
How about this one? Would you be willing to forego all of your first world comforts if you had to live in a third world country and you were totally content?
Maybe.
I said, hell no. I love toilets that flush.
But you'd be totally content. They're saying you would be totally content.
I agree, but I'm not content if I got to sit in a paint can.
You can't picture that you would be content in that situation.
Correct. I've been to third world countries, and I always say, hell no.
Okay, but what's making you content then? Because they're saying you would be content.
I know, but I don't know what the extent of content is.
Yeah, but if you if you can safely go, if you're being content and you can safely go to the toilet somewhere, then isn't that, part of your content?
I don't know, because if you're going with this knowledge of you already know what your creature comforts are, then you go someplace and you're content. How long does content last before I want to turn the TV on?
But that's the point of your question was saying to go to a third world country and you live, content. You're content, which means, as long as you live there, you're content.
Yeah, so, I still say no. I don't want to be content.
I would say that depends on like Tessa's answer too. Like maybe what does content mean? I mean, yes, obviously if I'm going to go somewhere where I'm going to be struck down with a disease and I don't have water, then maybe no. But if I have my creature comforts and I am healthy and safe, then yeah.
But you won't have your creature comforts.
Yeah, because you're content. You don't get all those creature comforts.
Well,
but if you're contented, I wonder if that means that you've learned to live without them happily.
Exactly.
I guess.
Like no internet.
Not learned that.
You're not willing to.
I don't know. As long as I have a roof over my head and somewhere to poop and pee and eat, I think I'd be okay.
And you don't struggle for survival or anything. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't want to be running through the jungle, running from creatures or animals or something.
Okay. How about this one? Would you rather save your sibling's life or 5 strangers in a building that had a severe consequence on the positive outcome of humanity?
Wait, I'm sorry. Can you repeat that again?
Would you rather save your sibling, right, and let 5 people burn in a building that would change the outcome in a positive way for humanity, or kill your sibling?
So you're basically saying if you save the 5 people, there'll be a positive outcome for humanity, or you choose your sibling.
Yes.
That's a Sophie's Choice bullshit question. I hate
I'm
those
going to save my sibling. I'm going to save my sibling. I'm sorry.
I got 5 siblings. I don't know.
My God. I want you to listen to this podcast.
Oh, because you wanna save people, all people, and you want a great outcome for humanity, but you also don't want to let your sibling who you love perish. So that's a That's a fucked up question.
Sophie's choice. It definitely is. I agree. Definitely is a Sophie's choice. But I would still say my sibling.
Monica, you were the one that's saying that the world needs to be a better place.
I know. She's like, I don't know.
Well, I had an answer for that. I don't think it is possible, but that's just my
did. You're right. You did say that. Touche. You did.
Mm-hmm.
You don't think we can make a difference. I get it.
No, I think people will always.
That's such a. You called it cynical, and it is. It's sad that you think that evil will always win out.
How about this one? Where would you live if you can relocate to anywhere in the world and still make a decent living? Like, where would you choose to live?
Ooh, if I can make a decent living?
Mm-hmm. I said San Diego, and I've never been there. But the weather I hear is really great.
I can't answer that one because there's no place I desire to go.
You live in a pretty good area, Tess. Los Angeles.
Yeah, she does.
Yeah, but I'm not
really
happy here. I'm not happy here.
Mm.
I mean, the weather's beautiful, but I'm not happy here. It's not my ideal place to live.
Where would you go? Where would your ideal place to live be?
Yeah, but for me, it's not about hey, look, I haven't moved, so obviously I'm here for a reason. But it's like I've gotten used to the weather. The weather's nice, but it's like to me, it's more about the people than the place.
That's fair. You don't like living in Stepford land, right?
Okay, so somebody on my trip back east who's lived in California and lived in New England basically said that people in California are nice, but they're not kind. People back east are not nice, but they're kind.
No, I agree 100%.
If you ran over a nail in your tire or whatever, drove through some construction site and got a nail in your tire, whatever, you pulled over the side of the road, a Californian would be like, oh, I'm so sorry that happened to you, but they wouldn't fucking do a thing to help you. Whereas an East Coast person would be like, what the fuck were you thinking driving through that thing and blah, 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 and you got this nail in your tire while they're changing your tire for you.
Exactly.
So I like the East Coast approach better. Be honest with me, but so I think that's kind of the difference for me,
I will say this, the most helpful people that I have ever met have been from the Midwest. More than
right? Yeah, those are nice people too.
Yes,
yeah.
They
nice
really.
Yeah, right. Because I do notice that out here, Tess. I do notice on the West Coast, people are real nice, but like you said, they don't want to help you or do shit.
Mm-hmm.
They are very much to themselves. They don't.
They keep to themselves. They're not.
They all keep to themselves.
Yeah, but not in your business, like a polite disengagement kind of way.
Mm-hmm. I agree. Completely agree. In a very passive kind of way.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry. Call somebody. I gotta go. Okay, how about this one? Would your partner still want to be with you if they could read your mind?
A little bit of what women want there, huh?
Right. That movie terrifies me.
Right.
That is such a scary concept. If you could read people's minds, oh my God, you'd be depressed every day of your life. It would be bad. It would be bad.
Because someone's going to your mind before you can stop them. Yes. I'm sorry, but they just do.
Agreed.
They just do. And if anybody doesn't admit that they don't have shit to hide in their brain, they're lying.
Oh, completely agree.
Facts. Yeah.
100%.
Yep.
So I guess we all said.
That's a good question, but.
We didn't answer the question.
We all think it's risky. Let's just say that.
That's fair. And well, Em says to me all the time, well, I read this to her and she's like, of course I would. You do that now. You just say whatever.
She's got a point.
Yes. Yes.
That's so funny. This is kind of an interesting one, Brian. Anybody can answer it, but I thought that you might have an interesting take on this one. What's your definition of manhood?
Well, it depends. If I'm watching porn.
Just in general.
Don't they always say his manhood?
They do refer to it as man. Yes, they refer to an erection as manhood.
Okay.
In the X-rated books too.
Yes, it's manhood.
But seriously,
right?
Okay, now just in general, what's the definition of manhood? Like when someone reaches manhood, what does that mean? What is it?
It's funny because we were just talking similar about something like this today at work with Jess. I was talking to Jess, right? And she was talking about one of the guys she was with, and I always tell her, I always picture you with like a man's man. Like she showed me a picture of her ex. He's a handsome guy, but he's not my type at all. I personally was like, well, yeah, he's all right. You know what I mean? But I didn't think he was all that. And she was like, he's hot. And I was like, okay, to each his own, right? People,
Right.
you know, but I told her, I pictured you with like this burly mechanic type guy. You know what I mean? You know, fix your car.
Marlboro Man.
Yeah,
That kind of
Marlboro
guy?
Man stuff. And she's like,
Right.
no, not really. I think that's manhood. Like a guy,
guy's
like
guy.
we call it a man's man or a guy's guy, right?
Yeah.
Like that guy that's gonna, no matter what, fix any problem you got. Like I picture, like my brother Duke is like a man's man,
Yeah.
and I'm like a female's man,
Okay.
or a man's female.
Right. What do you think, Monica?
I don't know how to answer that, because I think manhood is defined as whatever society says manhood is. So I think Brian is a man, right? He's
Well,
got
thanks,
like
Monica.
masculine. I mean, yeah, he's the
Right?
no, but he's a half a chick. You know, I guess I'm not saying it right. He's a half a chick, right? But at the same time, I do think Brian has a lot of masculinity. But in society standard, would you say that society would consider you like manhood, Brian?
No, not at all.
Right?
No,
But I
no.
definitely think you are manly and masculine. So that's why I'm having a hard time answering, because I think it all depends. It's really what society decides is real manhood. Because I think a guy can be sensitive and still be a man. I think a guy who cries could still be a man. I think a guy who lets his wife, you know, who just like takes a back seat and just lets his wife do whatever she wants just to keep the peace in the marriage is a man. So I that's my take of what I think a man can be different things, but I know that society has a different view of what manhood really is. And I may not agree with that. That's why I didn't think I could answer.
Okay, that was good.
Yeah.
Hey, anytime somebody tells me I'm a man's man, Monica, I'm okay with the answer.
What about you, Tess?
I think that when I think of manhood, I feel like of a guy achieving a certain level of maturity in his growth from a boy to a man. And I feel like the definition of manhood is being able to man up and be a grown up and be mature and be able to handle things like a man, right? Like a grown up, like a mature, you know. So that's what I think of when I hear it, but I don't know, like without going to Webster and seeing what that, you know, the dictionary has to say. I think of it as coming into your manhood, coming into being a grown man.
Well, let's flip the script though. When is womanhood considered to be womanhood?
I kind of think the same as I felt for men. I feel like it's a maturity, a coming of age type thing.
So it's not just getting your period, right?
Well, some people think that is, right? Hitting puberty, and maybe a woman who finds her sexual power, I don't know, gets in touch with her body. I'm not sure, but I think it's more of a coming of age thing.
Yeah, that's a good point. It has to be like confidence, like backed by confidence, because there are a lot of men or women, right, who think they have womanhood and they have manhood, but they're not confident at all. And they just pretend at the actions, but deep down, they're still, when push comes to shove, you can see how immature they still are.
Yeah, I think womanhood in my mind would be when, whether the woman likes guys, girls, or whatever, when they could like woman up and like if they're getting hit on by somebody or something, and they're like, just walk away, just walk away, don't bother me with this shit. You know, they don't entertain text messages and, you know, flirting this and everything. You know, I think that's womanhood.
So womanhood is when the woman is confident enough so that she doesn't have to be a sexual object.
Yes, that's fair.
Okay.
I like that. That's better. Well, better put, Monica.
Okay, I have another one, and I can't participate in this one at all because I can't think of one at all. But here's a question: if you could participate in one historical event, what would it be?
Ooh,
that's a good question, right?
Excellent question.
But I can't like come up with shit for it.
Neither can
I hate history. Like I'm not interested in history. It's
right.
Like, but there's so many good historical events. I'm sure, you know.
I know.
Okay.
Go ahead, Monica.
Okay. There's one that I wish I could go back to, not participate, but just observe. I would go back to Jesus's time.
Oh my God,
Look at
Monica, that was
you.
one of mine too.
That's a great answer.
That was one of mine too.
I would like to see if it's true or not. That's what I would like to go back and
But
see.
there are people of that time that didn't believe in it.
Yeah, it's very clear that a character, somebody named Jesus exists.
Right. There's history.
That's not in doubt. What's in doubt, by people like me is he really, what happened to him really happened to him?
Savior. Yeah.
Did
Yeah, did he come
miracles
back to life?
Yeah, Monica, that was one of mine too.
That is good. You guys are good. You came up with that so quickly.
Because I really like to see what this whole movement was based on.
Yeah, I would go back just to see Monica eat crow.
I'm going to go back with my phone so that I can take pictures,
Yes, take
videos.
pictures.
There's
You guys
still
can-
a lot of different religious beliefs, despite there's a lot of people that believe he was the son of God, but there's other religions that don't. So
That's
it's like
true.
this movement is still very diverse. Yeah.
So the other one I would go back to, Monica, and like you said, because it would be putting my life in peril, would be World War II.
Really?
Because
Oh my God.
I'm just so intrigued by World War II.
Mhm.
Like I would like to sit there and understand German and sit and listen to Hitler give a speech and say, what? Like the masses, right, Monica? Like we talked about in the car ride, like how politicians kind of brainwash us now by promising us things.
Anger. They pick up on anger, and they
Yes.
and the best politicians are the ones that know how to feed into the anger.
Yeah, I would like to sit there and listen to Hitler give one of his speeches and understand it and be like, look around and be like these people are going to go to war for this guy. I just want to be a part of it. And the whole like mapping of like, cause their strategy and why they did what they did. And, it's like, and I would have loved to have been on that boat during World War II when the Japanese bombed Pearl Harbor, when that guy said, we just woke the sleeping giant, let's turn around. Like, why did he get so scared and turn around? I would love to have been there at that moment. And I've been like, no, keep going,
Wow.
Being on the Titanic would have been interesting.
Yes.
Oh gosh. I don't know if I'd want to participate in that.
See, the thing is, as a female, I probably would have gotten on one of the boats, but
Monica, no, you're liberal. You wouldn't have gone on the boat.
Oh no.
no, he's right.
You
He's
want equal
right.
rights. You'd have been one of the violin players.
No, I probably would have been one of the ones making sure everybody else got on the boats but me. He's
Oh
That's
my
fair.
right.
You are like that. I would have
Yeah.
passed you and jumped on the boat.
I know you would have. You would have dressed like a woman.
Oh, 100%. I would have been like that guy in the movie when they grabbed the kid and just jumped on the boat.
Yeah.
Oh shit, yeah. It's called survival of the fittest, Monica.
I completely agree. If there was a war, I'd probably be one of the first ones dead.
How about being there to see who built the pyramids so people would stop saying it was aliens?
I guess, yeah.
So Tess, there's nothing in history you want to go back and check out?
But all the things we've talked about, Tess, nothing has come up.
Nope.
Maybe
No.
Adam and Eve.
I mean,
Wow.
I probably sound like a horrible person, but no.
No, it's not
Oh,
horrible.
it doesn't.
But I believe in reincarnation, so I believe I saw a lot of shit that I didn't even realize I saw already.
Mhm.
So
Okay.
I'm sure that I believe that I experienced certain things in history, but I don't know which ones, But I don't know. No, there's just nothing. I've always been really kind of weird that way.
Well, I will say this. I pray to God that reincarnation is not real, because what I come back as is going to be such a horrible, horrible thing for the way I've acted in this life.
But didn't you think you already got karma in this life?
No, I mean, trust me. Em says to me all the time, oh my God, you are going to come back as like everything you make fun of all in one.
Well, you choose that.
Yeah, I choose no.
If reincarnation is true, what I believe is that you choose your lessons in the next life.
Well, according to like Hinduism, I might be wrong here, but I believe that they keep coming back. And so if you're a really great person,
That's
you
true.
come back as a good person, and then you got to get to a certain point in your life
Next
where
level.
the next level, when you reach that final level, like the last dragon, you get the glow, and you don't have to come back anymore. I'm still coming back. Let's put it this way: the Earth is going to blow up, and I'm going to be standing on the last piece of stardust.
Yeah, I believe it's what lessons you need to learn. But yes, to elevate to the next level, yes. Yeah.
Okay. I don't believe in reincarnation at all.
Right.
Monica doesn't believe in anything.
I know. Get it.
She just wants to learn something in a textbook.
We have one life. We need to make the most of it for ourselves.
Like, why would you need to be the best person you're going to be if nothing
to
happens
help
after you die?
humanity, to help the rest of the world as much as possible.
So you're 52, Monica?
Yeah.
How's that helped you out so far?
I think I'm trying. I'm still trying to be positive in my life. And then what I pass on, I'm hoping it passes on to my kids and then they pass it on to everyone else. I mean, I don't know if I talked about this. Did I? Tell me if I did. For my birthday, my son gave me this card that I swear to God was the best card I've ever received from anybody. And the card only had like a few words on it. It wasn't a fancy card. It was actually a little one of those seed cards that you could put in the dirt and it grows, becomes wildflowers.
Yep.
Which, by the way, became this beautiful bush. But anyway, and the words on the card said, "You don't realize how much better our lives are because you are in it."
Mm-hmm.
No, that's beautiful.
That was so beautiful. I cried. And that's what I'm talking about. That's
you
what
cried?
I'm talking about. Yeah, because it was my son. My 19-year-old son gave this to me for my birthday. Like literally those words. I took a picture of it and it was just like, that's what I'm talking about. Maybe, I'm not going to make people rich. I'm not going to invent something big, but at least if me being in someone's life gives them like good values and makes them happier and then that person goes on to do good things and make people's lives better, then that's what I'm happy with.
I like to think that there's a little bit of a fighting chance after this. I'm not saying I need to be reincarnated, but it really would be pretty cool if you were like, they say energy can neither be created or destroyed. It'd be nice to be an energy that can zip through the universe at the speed of light and see different realms and stuff like that. I don't want to be dark and black and say, I did my best. I want to see what else is out there. Tess, how would you do? What do you think? You're going to come back again as something? You're going to come back as like a Venus flytrap or something?
I plan to come back, but I plan to come back and learn different lessons than I'm learning now. I believe in the path of spiritual evolution, and I believe that I'm going to come back. I'm working hard on my lessons in this life, and some of them have been a bitch, but I'm obviously, they've probably been things I've been working on for multiple lifetimes. And so I don't know. I believe that it's all for a reason. I do.
Yeah, I'm afraid I'd come back as a female porn star that was only specialized in like hard gangbang scenes.
Oh my goodness.
Come back.
That just seems violent.
Exactly. That's what my life deserves, Monica.
I don't think so.
The way I talk about people.
You don't kill people,
Yeah, you're making yourself sound worse than you are.
Yeah, exactly. I agree.
Tell Em that.
What did she say you were going to come back as?
I told you. She said you're going to come back as an overweight,
Everything he makes fun of.
tall.
Oh, that's because you make fun of people.
Boiled face, crater face, bald. I'm like, oh, Jesus, I'm screwed.
That's the last thing you need to worry about right now in this life. You don't need to worry about what the next life could be.
I just need to get through this one, Tess.
That's right.
Unscathed.
All right, do we have time for one more, or we want to tie it
Go
up?
ahead. Give me one more.
All right, here's one more. What would you do if you knew you would not fail?
Go after Shay Mitchell.
Oh, jeez.
I told you.
Right.
This is as shallow as it gets.
That's what you've said that from the very beginning.
You would bag his number one celebrity crush.
Yep. If I knew I wasn't going to fail.
I think the hardest part of that one for me is figuring out what I want.
Could that be having a superpower? What do you?
No, because I have an answer to the superpower thing. Somebody said to me,
do I. Yeah.
If you can have one superpower, what would it be? And I said, I knew the answer to any question in the universe. I absolutely knew the answer.
Yeah. Okay. Wow.
So
Mine
I
would be to
figured,
stop time.
right? Stop. But if I knew the answer to everything in the universe, I can figure out how to stop time. if I knew the answer, I could learn how to fly. You know what I mean? If I knew all the answers, that would be my superpower.
There might also be a curse.
I'm willing to take that curse.
Yeah.
I think I had once said that I would stop time or pause time. I said, but I'd also like to just fly because I don't know. I go hiking a lot, and one of the things I love is looking and seeing the views. And then it was just like, God, it would be nice to like just fly over all the beautiful, land and mountains and grass.
Monica, if I had to pick a basic superpower like that, I would pick flying too.
You know what's funny? Because I think, oh my God, I'm scared of heights. I'd never want to fly. But if I was able to fly, I probably wouldn't be scared of heights.
Yes.
Because I knew
you can control it.
Exactly.
Did you ever have dreams when you're flying, Monica?
No.
So I've had those before, and it all starts off like I'm running, and then I jump, and then the next time I jump, it's a little higher. That's a little higher. Then it's like I'm like 50 feet off the ground jumping, and that's how I start flying, and then I can fly, and then I wake up and I'm like, fuck! I woke up, I was flying.
That's pretty cool. No, I don't dream about that. But remember, I don't remember my dreams, so maybe I have, and I just don't remember.
Oh, that's true. Do women have wet dreams? Did we go over this?
I have had it. I have had one. See, okay. I remember that one.
You remember that dream, right?
Yeah, I had like one in my whole life. So
yeah. I have never had a wet dream. And I've had sex in my dreams, but I feel like when I have sex in my dreams, I don't feel anything. I feel like I'm doing it, but I feel like I'm watching it happen. It's really weird.
Isn't that how most dreams are?
I just feel like I'm doing it, but I feel like my consciousness is just watching it happen. I'm not feeling it. It's like I'm observing it. It's really weird.
I think I've had one or two in my life. That was it. I think maybe one I can completely remember, but I don't. The other one was kind of like, it was forgettable. Let's put it that way.
Do we have any last thoughts for this episode?
My final thoughts would be, God, please let Monica go back and witness Jesus coming out of that ground.
And that reincarnation isn't true, Brian.
Yeah, so this way she can see that, I gotta stop being a heathen.
You know what's not funny? Maybe it's not funny, is that I genuinely believe that I would go back and I would be proven right.
Monica would go back and be like, I told you.
Wait a minute. You genuinely believe you'd be proven right?
Yeah.
Well, that's interesting, but not enough for you to believe it now.
There is written documentation that they found that Jesus did exist.
Man wrote that, though. Man wrote that.
Oh, welcome to Monica Part 2.
No, I genuinely believe he existed, and I actually have a lot of respect for what they wrote about Jesus, because if you think about it, the way they describe Jesus is exactly how I try to live my life.
He's the utmost liberal.
Exactly.
Yes,
so
wait a minute. Why?
Because he cared about humanity.
He cared about the poor.
You don't think conservatives ever care about humanity?
No, hell no. I know I don't.
Oh, geez.
I just want my 401k to look good. I don't give a shit about people.
Wow.
I genuinely believe in what he stood for. So in that sense, like, I will never bash like what people say about Jesus. Never, never, never.
Look, I totally believe he existed, and I wasn't saying he doesn't because the Bible was written by men, but I definitely think that it's filtered by man's filters.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody knows what the truth really is until we're not in this physical world anymore.
That's why we need to go back and go to one of those events, Tess.
There's still people that lived at that time that didn't believe he was the Son of God.
No, I agree.
That's true.
Divinely inspired, tainted by man. Let me ask you this, Monica. I think we talked about this once before. Have you ever said, oh, God?
During sex, we talked about
Forget about the sex side of it.
Yeah, I say that all the time because I was raised Catholic. So yes, I do say that. Like when I am by myself, no. No.
Like who's that voice in your head talk to?
Me.
On that note, D, you got anything to
add? Y'all are crazy.
Okay.
Well, now we want to know why.
Why are we crazy?
Yeah, I know why I am. But why are these two?
Don't worry about it. You guys are fine. I got a lot of things to sift through that make it all sound like you're not absolutely insane. So.
Oh my God. That's funny.
That's great.